Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. So today I'm just going to be posting and re-uploading together all the parts of the Harry Potter iceberg. If you watched it before, I've uploaded it in different videos, but I decided to compile it all together in one video. I will be posting some more stuff this upcoming week, so stay tuned for that. I love you guys so much, and yeah, let's get right into the video. So on the first here when we start with the Harry Potter movies, and this is very much like basic knowledge, like everyone knows about the movies, like that's most popular. I think there's more people who watch the movies and haven't read the books for sure. Let me try and list them off. Okay, it's Philosopher's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, oh my god, Prisoner of Azkaban, Goblet of Fire, Order of Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, Deathly Hallows, and then there's like part 1 and 2 in the movies. Okay, wow, that took me way too long to remember. I mean, they're pretty like similar enough. Obviously there's a lot that's like not adapted and they changed some things, but I think they're pretty like accurate. Number 2, J.K. Rowling transphobia. Wow, this is intense. I've talked about this before in my channel. I do not buy official Harry Potter merchandise. She's literally a TERF, but like obviously don't just take it from me. There's like several tweets that she's made, and then she wrote this whole essay about it. And it's just like, wow, educate yourself. And I mean, my best friend, she is like very much like, okay, well, I'm done with Harry Potter now, like, and I'm like, yeah, but like there's a certain point where you have to separate like authorial intent with the book. So I mean, there's a lot of people who've talked about death of an author regarding J.K. Rowling. For me, I just kind of like don't like buy anything that's like official merchandise. And yeah, oh, and here they only mentioned like tweets. First off, it was like there's this journalist who got fired for being transphobic, and she liked some tweets supporting that journalist, but then she made her own tweets. I'll probably link some videos down below that talk more about in depth about the whole J.K. Rowling situation, but I mean, probably most of you already know about it. So, oh, Cursed Child, the 8th book, and here they say it's partially written by J.K. Rowling, but actually it's not. It was just like proved by her. See, if you look at the book, based on a new original story by J.K. Rowling, so it's based on her story or idea that she had, but she did not write it. I mean, yeah, it's not great. I don't like it. They really try to market it as book 8. It's not, and most fans don't like it. I have heard the actual play is pretty good, and I mean, of course, it would be like the actors are probably amazing, so no shade to that. Oh, Wizarding World, yeah, so that's like the whole franchise. Even like the Pottermore got transformed into Wizarding World too. Pottermore doesn't even exist anymore. It's crazy. And all the games that are under that umbrella and everything that's being released. The Wizarding World of J.K. Rowling. I think they even dropped the J.K. Rowling, did they not? J.K. Rowling's train wreck. Famously, J.K. Rowling claims to have come up with the entire story of the franchise on a long train ride. I'm not sure. I've heard she like wrote it on a napkin or something. Wizard shit on the floor. So this is a thing where like, I guess it was on Pottermore before, but like, yeah. So before plumbing was installed in Hogwarts, they used to just like magic their shit away, which is like, what? And also, like, when you think about that, then you think about the plumbing that had to be installed, and then it's like, how would they not find out about the basilisk? Like, just a lot of things that don't add up. Like, she always tries to over-explain and add details that no one asked for years after the fact. Fantastic Beasts. The first movie I think was okay. The second movie was just like not cute. Especially because they were like the big controversy, which like also when you think about like her whole deal with like the transphobic stuff, also begs you to think, is she also homophobic? Because she like said Dumbledore was gay. It's something that she also added after the fact, just like the whole wizards poop on the floor and then magic it away. You know, after everything was written, everything's done. People were like calling it fake activism because like you never actually said it, so people who are like homophobic can still read Harry Potter and be like, yes, it's good, there's no gay people. But then people who are in the LGBTQ plus are like, oh, actually Dumbledore's gay, so like even if it's not explicitly said, you know, I mean, there's some subtext in the text. Which like I see it. She tells me he's gay. I read it, I see it. Like it's not a stretch. But you know. Hydration break. I mean, spoilers, by the way, if you haven't watched Fantastic Beasts at this point. But Ezra Miller's character is apparently a Dumbledore. Which makes no sense, but... And then Nagini was actually a woman. An Asian woman. So yes, perpetuated the stereotype of an Asian woman being the slave of a white man. Good going, JK. You have Dumbledore and whoever Johnny Depp played. What the fuck? Grindelwald. See, the name of the second movie is Crimes from Grindelwald, and I couldn't even remember because like he's just that irrelevant. But yeah, they're in it, and they didn't even show because they were like against the glass or something with their hands like this, and they're saying that they loved each other like brothers. You're gay. Like, no.
Just act straight when you're gay.
Harry Potter books. Yeah, they're this sort of side. Christianity themes. Yeah, I can see that in the books, definitely. It's so funny though, because like she was called out on how there's no like representation with different religions, right? And then she was like, oh, there's this one character and his last name is Goldstein. He's like, see, he's Jewish. Like, okay, ma'am. Now onto tier 2. Harry Potter games. Okay, well, I remember I played this one Harry Potter game that I like have super vague memories of, and I think it was either the PS2 or PS3. And like, I don't know if you could have your own character or what, but you could go through the school, like you could find the password to like places, and I don't think it followed any plot. I don't remember it very clearly, but I had it at some point, and it lives in my memory. And then I also had all the like Lego ones. If someone can find the PS2 or PS3 Harry Potter game that I'm talking about, like you could talk to the portraits and like tell them the passwords, like you could figure it out. It was like this whole thing, I swear to you. And it was like very like open world, like only Hogwarts, but like you could just walk around, do whatever you want, I think. That's all I can remember, TBH. Dust Dumbledore. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna read it because I don't even like remember this. A strange trap set up by Moody in 12 Grimmauld plays that was intended for Snape, which would disperse on seeing the world kill. I include this because it's super weird and nobody talks about it, especially for how ineffective it is as a trap. Harry disperses it without incident. The intent to free Snape with his own guilt wouldn't have worked anyway because Snape and Dumbledore conspired together on that. Right! Oh my god, like I didn't even remember this until this person brought up. Yeah, that's so strange. Why? I'm telling you, like, there's so many things J.K. Rowling just wrote that's like, are you good? Like, Pottermore. Pottermore was the shit. Like, that's where you had like, there's like so many articles there, so much stuff that you could just, you know, it's like Wizarding World, like I said before, but like Pottermore for like the longest time, like you had to create a Pottermore account, and I guess like if you had the Pottermore account, it transferred to Wizarding World. I'm not sure. Honestly, even the way it was like formatted, like Wizarding World is way more smooth, so yeah. Dobby Beard. Yo, the fuck. Apparently Dobby had a beard. Let's search this. I never seen this. Well, I'm googling it and I can't find it, but does he? Loki, he might. Oh my god. He does. He has a like little chin hair. Disturbing. Very disturbing. My Immortal. Oh my god. That's like the cringiest fan fiction. So they don't say much about the fan fiction, but it was like this girl Tara, I think. I don't know, she had like this friend and it was like emo Harry Potter and like they were vampires. And like I think it was a Draco fan fiction. But like no one was sure it was like a joke or not, and then it got all pulled from the internet, and then someone like had claimed they were the one who wrote it, but it turned out to be fake. It's like a whole drama, and I think Sarah said has a video on it, and I will link it down in the description if you want to know about the My Immortal drama. Satanic Panic. Yeah, Harry Potter was like super, like people were freaking out. Like I think Harry Potter got banned in certain states, like for this, like school libraries couldn't have it and shit like that. It was fucked. Mafalda. Oh yeah, she's like a character in the books, and yeah, she's kind of replaced by Rita Skeeter, but like they just mesh a lot of characters together from the books into the movies that like have bigger purposes. Beetle the Bard. I mean, that's in the Deathly Hallows, so probably most of you know that. It's just some books. Jewish star at Greek gods. The Star of David can be found in the floral pattern in Greek gods. Yeah, honestly, that's another thing I was thinking about with like the Christian themes. The goblins, I mean, this person's like, this seems unintentional. I think they're covering their ass. Allegedly, the goblins are a metaphor for Jewish people. Allegedly. Although like this person who says it's the most anti-Semitic tropes ever, like greedy, big noses, like. And then there's a Jewish star. I didn't even know about that. Aberforth bugs goats. And then they put a quote from the bugs. My own brother Aberforth was prosecuted for practicing inappropriate charms on a goat. It was all over the papers. But did Aberforth hide? No, he did not. He held his head high and went about his business as usual. Of course, I'm not entirely sure he can read, so that may not have been bravery. Like, you go back and like, there's all these weird things. It's like, how did we not know J.K. Rowling was not good there? Then Wizarding World Gold. So it's like a subscription. Okay, they get a journal called Keys and Curious, which is like just personalized like with your name and stuff. So the cheapest thing. This is so cringy. Exclusive videos. The ebooks for all the original Harry Potter books. Collectible pin badges, special events, exclusive discounts, priority booking, early access for $75 a year. I don't think it's worth it. But apparently this was like, is this still going? Yeah. When you click on it, like they have the article on Wizarding World, but when you click on it, it says page not found. So cool. Okay, and now they're doing the Harry Potter fan club. And it's the same price. But I think they offer less stuff. Apparently launched at the end of 2019, the gold whatever. Okay. So there's tiers. Oh my god. So silver membership is the free stuff. So that's just your account that you can get with like Wizarding World, and if you had your old Pottermore account, you can log into it like that. Okay, and it's just gold membership. Okay, so it's the fan club, but they also still call it the gold membership of like, it's kind of confusing. You don't really get anything from it. You just get discounts. I don't think so. For $75? The scam. Like, she's not rich enough too. I don't really know what this stuff is from here on. So we're gonna find stuff about Harry Potter that we didn't know. Fun! I still have to watch the freaking reunion, and I think, do you guys want me to make a video about the reunion once I watch it? Tier 3, Pillars of Storage. One of the most famous leaked titles for book 6, which J.K. Rowling seems to have a particular hatred / love for, referencing it on her official website. I'm glad it was named that because I don't even know what that means. I've never heard of that before, to be honest. The shipping wars on the Harry Potter fandom got news coverage while the books were in production, and even served to separate early fanfiction archives by pairings. I actually do know a lot about this because I'm really into internet drama, and there's actually a video, I think it's also by Sarah Zed. There was a lot of drama, and Cassandra Clare was actually really involved in this fandom, and she was a Ginny Draco. I think she was a Ginny Draco. I know she had some Ginny / Ron fanfic, but I know the Mortal Instruments is actually based off her. Ginny X Draco. Some people are saying that it's the Ginny X Ron, but it's Ginny X Draco. 30H, an absolutely insane fanfiction that acts as the antithesis of My Immortal, being a very crude, incoherent fanfiction where Harry Potter has a growing saw and Dumbledore's name changes mid-sentence. I haven't read this one, 30H. Should I read it for a video? That'd be so funny. Dobby's Grave Defiled. After the Deathly Hallows wrapped up filming, a grave to Dobby was erected on the spot where it was filmed. This grave was stolen and hasn't been recovered to my knowledge. A ton of replacement stones were placed to honor Dobby's memory. That's so sad. Actually, guys, I'm gonna tell you a secret. The first time I watched the movies, like, in one sitting, like, I've watched the movies and read the books before, but like the first time where I was actually really into Harry Potter and I was like, I'm gonna sit down and watch everything. Came Dumbledore's death, I did not cry. I was like, Dobby died, and I weeped like a little baby. So I think that just goes to show where my preferences are at and why they're more important than yours. Wizard Military. While there's no official wizard military in the series, the Aurors and Hit Wizards are the closest thing to this. Kingsley is considered to be part of the Aurors and acts as the Minister of Magic after Voldemort is displaced by his death in the role, much like a military coup. That actually makes a lot of sense. Harry Potter Lego, originally based off the books. In a movie, a harp is used to put Fluffy to sleep, whereas in the original Lego set, it was a flute which was used in the book. Additionally, there are multiple other things that from that era of the sets that give you the idea that they were based on the books instead, such as Voldemort's head on Quirrell's second face having red eyes, which are only described as such in the books. That's interesting because I do remember some of these, because like I was growing up with Harry Potter, right? I think the only movies I watched in theaters was like the last two. J.K. Rowling's old website. J.K. Rowling used to have an old website that ran off Flash where she would talk about development and extra material for her books prior to Pottermore. She's always been too involved with the internet, I feel like, and it's kind of like what her downfall was. Obviously her views were awful, but I'm just saying the way she handled her PR was not good. If she was like not on the internet as much, even if she had those views, people wouldn't know. It wouldn't be harming anyone, and she wouldn't have been canceled. Like, if you're famous and want to stay famous, like, stay off Twitter. Lethifold? I don't know if I'm saying that right. Leathfold? The Book of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them introduced the idea of a Leathfold. Oh! Okay, I know what that is now. Basically a murderous living blanket that would smother its victim and could only be defeated by using a Patronus. Seems like an obvious foe for Harry in the last book, which had a long wait, and this was revealed during it. These foes never appear in the books proper, making people wonder if they were caught. Yeah, honestly, I don't know. I feel like the last book is kind of a letdown. The last movie especially is a letdown. Tier 4. Book 7 is fake. Deathly Hallows leaked early, with only minor differences from when it was finally published. The internet originally dismissed this story when it first appeared due to how much of what was set up was just tossed out, and then the ridiculous elements of the plot, such as the Deathly Hallows. Yeah, honestly, it gives like she had this plan, but not specifics, like, and then publishers were up on her girl and she had to actually publish it, and so she kind of rushed it. That's what it gives to me, you know? It's giving you don't play 4D chess. Harry Potter and the School of Magic. Blech! Philosopher's slash Sorcerer's Stone is well documented, but the American title for the first book would have originally been much more different. Harry Potter and the School of Magic was the original proposed American title for the first book. 3-hour cut of Phoenix. Infamously, Order of the Phoenix is known to have a 3-hour cut with only a minor fraction of missing footage has actually been seen. Considering how weird that movie is, widely considered one of the ones that follows the books the least, this cut may have fixed many of the issues the film had. So I've heard this before actually, but I don't know if it's true. Maybe it is like the longest book and it has the shortest movie. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm tripping. Did I make that up? I think that's what makes the movie good, because the book was dragging too much. Honestly, I'm not that mad about it, and I do feel like if there was a 3-hour cut of the movie, we would have seen more of it by now. So I'm choosing not to believe this one. The 7th Horcrux, a fan fiction widely mistaken as a leak of the 7th book, sharing many of the same story beats. I also need to, guys, I just need to read all the Harry Potter fan fictions. Like, is that a thing? I kind of want to read this now too. And I want to read the other one, 30H. Hoodie Voldemort. Oh, I know exactly what they're talking about. During a scene in Order of the Phoenix, Voldemort is seen in a hoodie similar to Harry's. The scene's purpose not really being well known. While Voldemort looks rather goofy in the hoodie, it's wildly unremarked upon. Because I've seen this before, and not the Voldemort hoodie. Florian Floricus? I don't know how to say these fucking names. I'm just gonna put it on the screen. Cut subplot. Ice cream parlor owner Florian was supposed to have a much bigger role in the Deathly Hallows. He was originally supposed to be kidnapped and saved by Harry, Hermione, and Ron, then given them clues about the Elder Wand and the Ravenclaw died them. This was cut. In Rowling's words, the sequence was going nowhere, though it does explain why the closure of his shop in his kidnapping received such emphasis in the Half-Blood Prince. But here's the thing, like, she should have known the ending of the Deathly Hallows in the Half-Blood Prince. She should have known. She kind of just struck gold, because, like, this isn't that great. It's inconsistent, and I just can't. I can't. I don't know if I can even talk about this. I'm gonna get demonetized. Oh, this is not appropriate for YouTube. Dementor bodily fluids that come out of reproductive organs. It's fog. In the opening chapter of book 6, Dementors are said to be breeding, and that the heavy fog is a part of the aftermath of that. Of course, you know what? You know, she would tweet and be like, oh, you guys didn't know? When Dementors come to a climax, it's fog. Like, I planned that since 1993. Since the first time I wrote it on the napkin, I knew it. I'm so disturbed. This is so creepy. Like, why? Video game lore. Surprisingly, the Harry Potter video game lore is surprisingly consistent, with game-only characters appearing in multiple games and exclusive spells to the games being used across entries. That is so true. I love the video games growing up. Like, to me, that's what I was really into about Harry Potter, the video games. Like, even before I was allowed to watch any of the movies, or I watched or even read any of the books, I was playing the games, and that's why, like, Harry Potter to me is my childhood. Book 4, Air, Fire, Water, Earth. Originally, the Triwizard Tournament had 4 trials, being themed after the 4 elements. She really was like, Avatar who? I'm gonna steal that. I mean, I think this is before Avatar came out, so it's okay, but she really was like, no Aang in this house. We're not gonna represent Asian culture. We're just gonna steal from it. However, J.K. Rowling struggled to come up with a unique one for air, so she combined it with fire to make the dragon trial. As such, the theming is still there, but not paid any attention because of the 2 trials were thematically combined together. I guess. I'm not gonna give her... Like, it's a pretty weak theme anyways. Like, Uncle Vernon's magic killing... sperm? Okay, I'll say that word. Rowling considered giving Dudley a Muggle-born wizard child for the epilogue, but ended deciding that no wizard trait should ever survive contact with Uncle Vernon's DNA. But, like, this is what I'm saying, like, was this necessary? Like, why? Like, no one needed to know this to like enjoy Harry Potter. Like, this didn't need to be a fact that was out in the world. Like, this isn't changing my, it's made my life worse actually. So there you go. This is what adding on to your story to the internet after it's out there does. Please stop. She has stopped. I'm really triggered by this iceberg right now. Sorry. Cults. I'm not going to do too much research into the subject because the matter is rather depressing and it involves real people, but there's might seem to be multiple cults such as the Snape wives, the Andy Blake stuff, and there might be more. Be careful out there. Oh my god. Well, that's where we're gonna end the video today, and I think it's a pretty good point to end the video in because, like, yeah, guys, at the end of the day, like, it's the internet, and I know most of you are in the 18 to 24 demographic, but I know there's people who are younger than that, so if you're watching, please be careful. Like, it's fun to like make friends online and everything, but like don't give anyone your real name or address or anything like that, and just be careful on there. And I mean, I don't think anyone's gonna be joining cults, but I'm just warning the masses. So first off, we have Jack Sloper, a mysterious character who is a student at Hogwarts who gives a letter to Harry from Dumbledore. Why would Dumbledore trust this character? Very little is known about him, and he's become quite infamous to listeners of the Shrieking Track, who have embraced the character and made him into the Wizarding World version of Drill on Twitter and used his name for a Reddit account. So confused. Oh, I've seen him. Yeah, that people like fan cast him. Yeah, so this is something that the fans really took off with. Makes sense, and I guess they fan cast the guy who plays Peter Pan once upon a time. I'll put a picture of him, and he's Jack Sloper. Weird. J.K. Rowling's tree houses. Owns 2 tree houses, both which are 2 stories tall and feature spiral staircases. What? Why? What is the reason? Sis, what? Okay, look, you know, it does look cool. Hermione is a self-insert. J.K. Rowling has admitted in the past that Hermione is based on herself when she was younger. I mean, yeah, whatever. And that's why she's like her favorite character, and that's why like the director of the first films, like, he really liked Hermione, and that's why J.K. Rowling was like, oh yeah, I liked him. Because like before the movies, everyone's favorite character used to be Ron. And then in the movies, because the guy's favorite character was, or I don't know if it was the writer or the director, I don't know, one of them. A lot of the lines that like Ron used to say in the books and stuff like that, and it's like, kind of sus.
Malfoy. He called Hermione, well, I don't know exactly what it means.
He called me a mudblood.
He did not.
What's a mudblood?
It means dirty blood. Mudblood's a really foul name for someone who is muggle-born, someone with non-magic parents, someone like me. It's not a term one usually hears in civilized conversation.
J.K. Rowling, nothing that she does makes sense. Early draft material. In the earliest draft of the first chapter, the Potters lived on an island. The bug? And Hermione's family, living on the mainland, saw an explosion out at sea and discovered the bodies of Harry's parents. In this version of the story, Hermione's father was the one who pulled Harry out of the wreckage of his parents' house. Wouldn't it be funny if, like, originally Harry was raised with Hermione and obviously she's like a muggle born, but he's actually like a wizard? That'd be really funny. I need a fanfiction about that, please. Alastor and the Broken Toy Soldiers. In early versions of the first movie, Harry was supposed to have a sounding board in the form of a spider named Alastor and a bunch of broken toy soldiers. The only remnant of this idea in the film is a shot of Harry playing with the soldiers. Interesting. Mouse Hat. A bizarre Italian cover with Harry Potter looking at a chessboard while sitting next to a rat wearing a mouse hat. This is supposedly one of J.K. Rowling's favorite alternate covers due to how odd it is. 2020, an interview was composed with its original illustrator. The person who illustrated had not read the books, nor did they really have an idea of the setting beyond just knowing that they could bring an owl or mouse to a school. Given nothing else, they decided to just make a cover they liked, and they liked the character, animals, and hats. Curse of Nagini. one of the original trademarker names for the last book by Warner Bros. This may suggest that Nagini being a human woman was always the intent of the author. Oh my god, I didn't even know this. And she has said that was always her intent, that like she always knew. And like this is one of the things, I don't know if I've talked about this one specific, and if you haven't watched it, in the Fantastic Beasts movies, Nagini is a woman. The snake that Voldemort like is one of his Horcruxes, she's a woman who's living. Nagini, I'm pretty sure, is from Indonesian culture. The actress is South Korean. So I'm like, it's just the rhetoric of like, oh, it's an Asian woman who is the pet enslaved to a white man. This was your great idea from like 20 years ago, J.K. Rowling? Like, really? Wicca ban at Hogwarts. Over the years, J.K. Rowling retroactively made more inclusive addition to Harry Potter cast, even if they were never really appeared in the books. However, there is one set of people who J.K. Rowling want to extend an olive branch to, and that's the people of the Wicca tribe. Perhaps as a reaction to the satanic panic around the books, J.K. Rowling says that Wiccans have a completely different understanding of magic, that it's unreal and would negate them being able to visit the wizarding world. It's weirdly superstitious given that no other religion has been given this treatment, and even if they would also have a different understanding of magic. Yeah, it's like honestly so fucked. She's only inclusive when she can get like money out of it, and as soon as it's gonna alienate part of her audience, aka the people who are homophobic and transphobic. Film Peeves. The character of Peeves was originally going to be included in the film. Yeah, I actually knew about this. Rick Mayall was cast and apparently went as far as filming scenes before the character was cut. None of the footage, if it exists, has ever been shown. The story is rather complicated. Apparently, Chris Columbus and David Heyman hated the designs of Peeves and basically filmed the scene with him knowing that it wouldn't be in the theatrical release, but planning to go back and fix it for a future special edition to be released in 2002 or 2003. Columbus was planning to introduce an OCGI Peeves in Chamber, and presumably this would have been the Peeves he was planning to go back and insert into the first film. Then Peeves didn't make it the second film either, and it seems like they just gave up after that. As a result though, Peeves does make frequent appearances in other media, despite never showing up in the films, making his appearances perhaps a vesical imprint of what could have been in the films. Yeah, I feel like most people, even if they haven't like read the books, maybe know what Peeves is, like at least like casual fans. It's kind of sad that they cut him out, but whatever. Real life Ron. Ron is based on Sean Harris, one of J.K. Rowling's best friends when she was younger. A documentary when they reunite was filmed, and it's incredibly awkward, as you can probably imagine. Oh my god, I don't know if this is true. I'm just gonna say this, but I think Draco is based off her abusive ex-husband, and like obviously Hermione is based off her, and basically it's that she wishes she had ended up with Ron, like her friend of old time. Like that was her like kind of thing. Sis, why are you like fan fictioning your life into magic? Like, I don't understand. Encyclopedia of Potterworld / Scottish book. Some of the tepid reaction around book 7 may be in part due to the announcement of a supplemental book called the Encyclopedia of Potterworld, or also known as the Scottish book. This was supposed to include stuff J.K. Rowling nixed from the books and help build the world. This material instead became a site called Pottermore. Pottermore, at least you didn't have to pay for it. Like, this fucking bullshit, it was just like another cash grab. And Pottermore, I feel like, did help build a lot, like, of the fan base. Like, Pottermore was the shit. Ugh, I miss that shit. Okay, so now we're moving on to tier 6. Robbie Coltrane was mad behind the scenes of Chamber of Secrets. What a mouthful! That's literally what the description says, and it's true, I agree. If you watch behind the scenes extras on the DVD of this movie, Robbie Coltrane gives off an incredibly passive-aggressive comment about how much Hagrid is in the movie, given that he's arrested early on. That's kind of sus. I mean, I get it, like, you want screen time and whatnot, but like, you're already an iconic character. Like, you're gonna be in the rest of the movies. I don't know, maybe at that point they didn't know as much, but it's like, can you chill, dude? Like, it's not like they're trying to cut you out on purpose. Like, the books were already written. I don't know. Michael Jackson musical. Michael Jackson wanted to do a Harry Potter musical? The fuck? But J.K. Rowling refused because he was American. Nintendo purchased denial. Nintendo was one of the companies that wanted to buy the rights to Harry Potter IP, intending to use it for a series of video games. There's even been some concept art drawn up for this pitch. However, J.K. Rowling went with Warner Bros. Instead. If Nintendo was doing the games, like, Nintendo Harry Potter games would be so good. Oh, I can't even imagine. This is J.K. Rowling, you did wrong. I'll stand by you always. Bruce Springsteen wrote a song intended for the first movie and was even filed with the Copyright Office, but J.K. Rowling declared that no licensed music be used for the films, and so it went on use until it was used for the film Blinded by the Light. Killing Ron. J.K. Rowling considered killing one of the main three characters, mainly Ron, in the halfway point of the series. This is something that I've heard before as well, and I'm like, sis, you should have, because like one of the main three should have died. Like I said this before, I'll say it again. It makes no sense that they're all alive by the end. Like, why? Steven Spielberg proposal. Steven Spielberg was almost the director of the film and would have made it a CGI movie that was adapting multiple books. Steve was taken off the project for insisting Harry be played by Haley Joel Osment. Although he weirdly keeps looking back on the project as a slam dunk that would have been too easy for him. That's so strange. Glad he didn't. I can't imagine having like multiple books. Abandoned book titles. Just about every book from the fourth one onwards have multiple titles that were marked for trademark prior to them being fully announced. A full list could be found here, with a particularly notable list being from Sea Bottom Productions, a fake company. The full list is here. Okay, we're gonna see this list. The Registered, Harry Potter and the Chariots of Light, Harry Potter and the Pyramids of Ferment, Harry Potter and the Alchemist's Cell, and Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Glad they went with the one they went. And then some of the speculation for the Half-Blood Prince were Harry Potter and the Hallows of Hogwarts, Harry Potter and the Battle of Hogwarts, Harry Potter in the Hogwarts Hallows, Harry Potter in the Mudblood Revolt, Harry Potter in the Quest of the Centaur, Harry Potter in the Realm of Lion, Harry Potter and the Shadow of the Serpent, Harry Potter and the Serpent's Revenge, and then Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. I feel like none of these could be used for the Half-Blood Prince. Like, at least some of the Goblet of Fire ones I feel like could have been used, but this, I don't know. And then for the last book, Harry Potter and the Serpent Prince, which that could have been used. Harry Potter and the Curse of the Dementor, Harry Potter and the Tower of Shadows. Ooh, that sounds so much cooler. Harry Potter and Death's Head plot. So we're in tier 7, guys. First off is extended Bellatrix Hermione torture scene. An extremely funny tidbit from the films is that Emma Watson approached Yates for research on how to act in a torture scene with Helena Bonham Carter, in which apparently Emma gave such a great performance that Yates let the camera run for 5 minutes without yelling cut when the scene was intended to end. This was described as intense and crossing all boundaries as an actress. And to this day, you'll find totally not horny queries as to where this extended cut of the scene can be found. And it has not been released to this day. Okay, that's kind of good because, like, that's kind of creepy. People really trying to get their rocks off to that. That's so gross. Christmas album refers to the magical time of year album, released in 2019 with actors from the Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts movies singing. If you're interested in this obscure release, the version of Hanukkah in this album is generally a good rendition. Oh, it's for Loomis. That's actually really good. I know I trash J.K. Rowling a lot in my videos, and I generally don't like her, but I will say she does do a lot of charity work and stuff like that, and she does give a lot of her money away to, good causes, so I will give that to her. Next one is Book 4 was going to be the first split movie. By Book 4, Warner Bros. Was already considering cutting the movies into to tell the stories properly. This was seemingly considered for all the movies going forward, although the only one that was actually split was Deathly Hallows. So yeah, I've heard that they've considered that before, and Book 4, I can see why they wanted to. It works good because the movie Order of the Phoenix is I think the shortest movie, and the book is the longest, and people like it way better because Order of the Phoenix does drag a lot. I think it works this way. Deathly Hallows shouldn't have been a split. They should have kept going this way because I really like all the movies. I think they're fine adaptations. It's just Deathly Hallows was a bit much for me because we spent literally the whole time in Hogwarts, and then Deathly Hallows is 2 fucking movies where you're barely in Hogwarts, so it kind of takes you out of the familiar setting you've been in. It did not pay off the risk at all. They should have shown us more scenes too of the Hogwarts students and stuff. I don't know. Fat Cops. J.K. Rowling's husband is part of a band called Fat Cops, a non-political band that is somehow not a joke. Well, I mean, good for her husband. He can get his coin. I don't know. Have fun, sis. It seems like a weird name. Are they cops? What? Why is that the name of a band? The next one is Harry Potter and the Sacred Text. A podcast reinterpreting Harry Potter as scripture recently got into controversy for an expensive Zoom call that one of the McElroys was attached to. The person behind the podcast owns a firm called Sacred Design Firm, which is one of the most skin-crawling websites I've ever come across. What the fuck? People are tripping. Okay, let's see. Harry Potter and the Sacred Text. Apply for our partial scholarship to join our Harry Potter pilgrimage. They're basically saying they're gonna explore Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets through the theme of love. Each day, we will have a morning discussion about our theme, viewing it through a passage of text. We will engage in sacred reading practices while reflecting on the text in our own life. This seems like low-key cultish. Okay, well, let's see this website. Designed for the human soul. Secret Design Lab. I will show you guys the website too. Secret Design Lab is a soul-centered research and development lab. I don't know, this scares me, guys. This is kind of creepy. Like, I'm sorry, I just don't think Harry Potter's like the fucking Bible. Like, but this shit like this always makes me laugh because I think, like, what if this is like how the Bible started? It was a fiction book, and then people decided, oh, we're gonna start doing readings about it and interpreting as if it's life. No offense if you are religious, like, no Tino shade to anyone. Respect everyone's religions and stuff. I just don't personally believe in anything like text or stuff. This is too intense, guys. Let's not talk about religion. Harry Potter at Home behind the scenes trouble. An initiative called Harry Potter at Home was created in response to the COVID outbreak, allowing teachers to, limited time only, read Harry Potter to their students as part of virtual classes. Additionally, an audiobook read by different celebrities that were part of Harry Potter franchise was created and then paused midway through due to J.K. Rowling dropping the mask. Yeah. The initiative didn't even last a full year and the videos are only available through Facebook this day. Oh! Let's see if we can find some of these.
Everyone.
I'm at home.
I'm in my sitting room.
In a sort of book room.
I am in my little cozy corner where we like to do reading.
And I'm sitting here warm and cozy in front of the fire.
And I'm really excited.
Hi, I'm Daniel Radcliffe and this is chapter 1 of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah, but the videos all got taken down, so... Okay, so now that is tier 7, guys. I have one tier left, and then that's the iceberg. Like, oh my god. So, tier 8. This first one, I already love it. Harry Potter is gay. Just read any passage where a man is described and compare it against any paragraph describing women. They're often described as attractive and handsome, whereas female characters tend to have more bland descriptions. As such, it comes off as if Harry Potter is gay. And this is very much unintentional, as it's being written by a woman. This is what I'm saying. When I trash J.K. Rowling's writing, if you're putting it from a perspective of a male, like, why is he going to be describing all these men as handsome? That's not what he would notice first. And also, you have to think about this too, the way that women like see attractiveness as opposed to how women see it is different. Like, men value like physical strength more. There's this Jubilee video where they take 5 women and 5 men, and so the women have to like rank themselves as to who the most attractive person is, and then the men have to rank them. And it was basically the opposite, because like the more outgoing women were seen as more attractive by women, but by the men they were seen as less attractive. Oh my god, Ron is Dumbledore. This is like the funniest theory. Everyone's heard this at some point if you're in the fandom, and if you haven't, where are you? A theory about Ron being Dumbledore. The evidence is rather compelling. I don't think so, but okay. Especially towards the end, where writing of Dumbledore's plan gets rather obtuse and rely heavily on coincidence. This theory is easy to find and pretty interesting, but outright rejected by J.K. Rowling. Yeah, it's ridiculous. J.K. Rowling regrets Ron and Hermione. In an interview with Emma Watson, she claims it was wish fulfillment, which is a bit odd given who those characters are based on. This is what we talked about in the last fucking layer, how fucking Ron is based off her like childhood best friend and Hermione is based off her. So like, yeah, you're literally fanfictioning your life. This is what I said last time and they're confirming it. Like, and she confirmed it basically. And now with some distance, she thinks that Harry and Hermione made more sense. Could this revelation come from meeting back with Sean Harris and realizing things? Fan reaction? Regardless of this reason, it is true that she regrets the pairing on some level. I mean, I don't like Harry and Hermione either. I feel like, yeah, they had chemistry. I don't know. I don't know why they need to end up together. And like, why does everyone have to end with people they went to high school with? Okay, this next one is Dumbledore is evil. Dumbledore is revealed to be rather manipulative in the later books. Yeah, that's true. It is not giving kind of narrative weight it really ought to be given. It's also playing as an allegory for faith in God. Rereading these books, is Dumbledore even more manipulative than the books care to admit? He uses Lily's death to control Snape, spread a rumor about Aberforth fucking goats that surely destroyed his reputation, and holds a lot of power within the wizarding world that could surely and probably has been abused to some level. Yeah, I agree. He's kind of sus, low-key. I mean, I think everyone who has a lot of power is sus, so you can't have power and not be corrupted, I feel like. I mean, like, I don't think he had, like, bad intentions, though. So, I'm not, like, I don't think he's evil. Even if he's, like, not doing the greatest things, it's with good intentions and, like, to save the world. I wouldn't categorize him as evil. Zombie Dumbledore. Continuing on this idea thread, was the original reveal of book 6 going to be that Dumbledore was possessed by a Horcrux, given the zombie hints all across the book? For a good chunk of the book, Dumbledore is described almost as if he's a lick, and there was already the moody reveal from Goblet of Fire. So Dumbledore, revealed to be an evil person, or at least corrupted, would have continued those things. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I wanted him to be possessed by a Horcrux, that's a bit much. The whole Regulus thing with the cave, I was like, that kind of came out of nowhere, like, okay, creature, like. J.K. Rowling is projecting with Gilderoy. A person completely obsessed with themselves while stealing stories from other wizards. If I didn't know any better, it sounds like future J.K. Rowling talking about herself. Especially concerning some of the Wicca roots of what J.K. claims is British ideas about her world of magic. Ooh, that is so true though. We've talked about how she did not want to include the Wiccans. She's literally not about them in the books, but then who were you inspired by says, like, okay, this next one I like did not know anything about. Rita Skeeter intended to be trans, although not anymore. Her introduction in book 4 is rather suspect. She's described as having mannish hands, a surprisingly strong grip, a sharp jaw, ... yeah. Oh my god, what the fuck? And they put a screenshot of this, so I'll put it somewhere. Oh god, that is so disturbing. And if you've read her latest book, oh my god, it's so creepy. I don't know if it's her latest, but there's this one book that she came out with, and the villain is literally, what's that one? I'm gonna find it. So her novel, Troubled Blood. So Dennis Reed, the serial killer in her new novel, who has provoked accusations of transphobia because he dresses like a woman. He wears a woman's coat and a wig. So basically he's trying to like use like, oh, I'm a lady, to like approach people and like be able to murder them. She's putting out the idea in her book that aside male at birth people who transition do it to like attack women and shit like that. That's basically the type of idea she wants to put out there, and you can see that too in her tweets and shit like that. The next one is Credence is Fox. In the extended cut of Fantastic Beasts 2, Credence returns from Ash, and in a series that just recently revealed a woman was an evil snake. It lines up with some of the tertiary evidence, such as Credence being revealed to be a Dumbledore, lines up from PR about Credence becoming semi-important character. There's a couple variants of the theory online. I mean, there's a lot of theories about like Credence and stuff, and Fantastic Beasts 3 is coming out in March. I have to watch it obviously, but I don't know if I want to. I don't know, it's hard. I still love Harry Potter. I still have to be critical of it, obviously. I just don't know that I can, with a clear mind or clear conscience, go to the movie theater and like buy tickets and like buy popcorn and sit there and watch Fantastic Beasts. At the same time, I feel bad because I do say like, oh, I'm not gonna support or buy stuff from them. Like the books, I'm okay. Like they've been out for a while. Like people already got their coin for that shit. But the movies, like at the end of the day, not supporting movies or like the amusement park or shit like that, it doesn't only affect J.K. Rowling. It affects other people, like production people, the actors, you know, casting directors, so many fucking people who are involved in like movie making, and that if these movies really bomb, will not have a job going forward, which honestly is really sad. So I'm gonna have to think about it, and I have a few months still, so we'll see. Maybe I'll go watch it, maybe not. But this theory, I mean, it could happen, who knows. Okay, next one is Book 7 is out of order. Certain chapters of Deathly Hallows feel as they were written before the chapters that came before them, such as the first heist into the Ministry of Magic. This seems to suggest it might have been written as an introduction to the book instead, setting up mysteries that would never be revealed over the course of the book as it catches back up. Yeah, again, the writing, it's like, it's just all these like threads that like don't connect anywhere. And sis is playing normal chess. She is not playing 4D chess like these other bitches. For Harry Potter to be such a big world and universe that so many people are into, I feel like it kind of sucks because there wasn't that much thought put into it. Okay, and the last one, guys, like this is the end of the iceberg. J.K. Rowling lied. There are clearly unplanned elements of the books, chief among them being the revelation of the Deathly Hallows. Book 7 has almost no overarching reveals about any of the ongoing mysteries dropped in the book. Horcruxes also seem to be an unplanned element as they're only revealed in book 6. Yeah, definitely sus shit. Like, I've already said this, like she did not know this from the beginning. Now I'm just reading the comments after reading this, and guys, I'm also seeing, like, you know how we talked about the cults and stuff? There's the one that's called Snape Wives. So I just saw this whole post on Reddit, really long post. Why is there more? Oh my god, they have vows, sacraments, prayers. This is scary, guys. I don't know why people are making religions out of Harry Potter. Like, I'm so disturbed. I don't even want to read too much about this because I don't want you guys to get involved in this. I don't want to get involved in this myself. But like, what is going on? If you liked the video, don't forget to like and comment. I mean, we're done with the iceberg. Let me know if there's another iceberg you want me to cover or anything. I really enjoyed the series, and yeah, I hope you guys are having a fantastic morning, afternoon, night, whatever time it is for you. I love you guys so much. Mwah.
She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining